Dear students, in this module, we are going to talk about the levels of education in Pakistan. So, Pakistan's education system is pretty much divided into, roughly speaking, 6 levels. At the beginning, we have the preschool that can begin from the age of 2 years up to the 5 years, which we call the Montessori's, where children are learning some basic social skills. And then we have the primary education. It starts from grade 1 to grade 5. And then middle schooling, that is from grade 6 to grade 8. And then we have the high school, that is from grade 9 to 10 and leading to the secondary school certification. It is based on the centralized examination system, and after successfully passing that exam, you can be promoted to the intermediate level. And intermediate level is for the grade 11 and 12. For these couple of years, you begin to this is actually the phase where you need to decide about your specialization. And then the university programs leading to the graduate and advanced degree levels, where you can get the specialized skill in the certain profession. If we talk about the preschool, it is also known as the nursery school or the primary school or the playgroup. So an education established or learning space offering in the early childhood education for the children. Before they begin compulsory or the primary education, they are being sent to these Montessori's or these preschool nurseries, where they learn the basic skills like how they're gonna interact with their fellow beings. They need to adjust in their particular surrounding. Sometimes it does not sound very comfortable for the children. However, by the process, as the time passes, they become adjusted in their new environment. So it may be public or private. Most of the Montessori's or preschools are the private schools in Pakistan, because unfortunately these are very expensive and very costly. So these cannot easily be affordable for the common people. Here is one of the glimpses of these preschool nurseries, where you will find that children are trying to learn the painting skills. Then we have the primary schooling, and the stage consists of 5 classes from grade 1 to grade 5, and children are enrolled at the age of 5 or 6, and that goes to 9 or 10 years. The Constitution of Pakistan ensures free and compulsory primary education if you are enrolled in the public school. And then we have the middle schooling, that is for 3 years duration, and it comprises of the class 6, 7 and 8. The age group is between 10 to 12 years. So according to 2017 census of Pakistan, there were almost 47,000 middle schools in the country and 438,000 school teachers available for these students who are enrolled in the middle schools, and overall 7.3 million enrollments by 2016 and 17. So if we talk about the high schooling, children stay for the period of 2 years in the classes 9 and 10. The Board of Intermediate and Secondary Education conducts this examination. So we have several boards of intermediate and secondary educations that are spread throughout the Pakistan. A certificate is awarded to the successful candidate, and there are total 31,000 high schools in the country and 556,000 teachers available for these students. So high school enrollment is roughly about 4 million. And we have the higher secondary education. It is also called the intermediate stage. The higher secondary education consists of class 11 and 12. A student at this age can opt for the general education or a specific professional education, or maybe he or she can opt for the technical education. There are a total of 5,000 higher secondary schools or colleges, and number of teachers are 122,000, and we have the enrollment of roughly around 2 million students in these colleges. And if we talk about the higher education or university level education, it's a 4 years of higher education that starts from class 13 to class 16. Then the 10 years of primary and secondary schooling is required, and after that students who pass their first degree stage are awarded a bachelor's degree in the arts or science, whatever field they're gonna opt, and roughly around the age of 18 to 19 years. In order to complete an honors course at bachelor's degree level, an additional 1 year or the couple of years study is required in the higher education system. So further 2 years course is required for the master's degree, who has completed 2 years bachelor. But as you know, recently after significant changes in our higher education system, we have introduced the BS program right after the intermediate education, which comprises of 4 years and for class 13 to 16, and then you can get the BS degree, that is a certificate that can lead you to the postgraduate studies. So a doctoral degree requires normally 3 years of study after the completion of master or BS courses. Vocational education is normally offered in high school or immediately after high school. A variety of trades are offered to the students after the completion of the courses. So they get jobs as carpenters, masons, mechanics, electricians, for different electronics, as well as they can become the painter, or they can become some other people who can go into the IT field as well. So these technical jobs they can acquire after getting the vocational education. So the duration of post-secondary education varies in the technical and professional fields. Like the polytechnic diploma is of 3 years, and a bachelor's degree in the medicine, which is the MBBS, it requires 5 years of study after intermediate stage, and a bachelor's degree course both in the engineering and veterinary medicine is of 4 years duration after intermediate examination. And then we have a distinctive education system which called the Dini Madrasa. So these are the religious institutions in the country. So these institutions have their own management system without interference either from the provincial or federal government until recently. So however, the grants in aid are provided to those institutions sometimes by government and by the other philanthropists. So during 2000, there were more than 6,000 religious institutions with an enrollment of more than 900,000 students, out of which 132,000 were female students in 448 institutions. So it also plays a significant and important role in the adult education and learning in Pakistan. The main emphasis becomes to impart the religious knowledge as well as the knowledge about the Quran, about Sunnah, and about Sharia. Currently there are 32,000 religious schools working in Pakistan. So total enrollment in these Dini madrasas is almost 2.5 million. So it means that the 3% are in the public sector, whereas 97% of these Dini madaris are in the private sector. So we have gender ratio in these Dini madaris of roughly 68% males whereas 32% females. So it is also important to talk about the Higher Education Commission of Pakistan. This Higher Education Authority was established principally in 1974 as under the name of University Grants Commission, UGC. The current form was established in 2002, which is called the Higher Education Commission. Its headquarters is established in Islamabad. It is responsible for not only for making the higher education policy, but also provide accreditations to the higher education. The focal point of higher learning of education is the research as well as the development of some practical knowledge that could be useful to make the society better, and it produces about 445,000 university graduates annually.